Good afternoon. It's April 4th, 2025, and today we just had a downward channel um, after this spike sell off from yesterday. Uh, Here's how it looks on the daily chart. So big, massive bear bar. Um, I'd have to pull up more days on this chart to check for more levels of potential support. Um, Obviously right now this is just extremely bearish. I mean, this is the biggest bar on the chart. So wow, almost a 400-point sell-off, just like that. And man, something I was talking about yesterday, gapping, how strongly this gapped over this price level. Uh, for those of you with enough money, something to consider would just be sell one contract. Um, you would have made a ton of money if you did that. But anyway, I'll have to look at the 6,500 tick chart. I mean, really, you could look at the 17,000 tick chart with how high the volume was. I'll have to redraw this. I did anticipate this being a potential price level. You can see that prices rallied through this price level, but you can see that this was a level of resistance. So I'll just draw a line there. And when it came here, we rallied through it. Could it be? Could it still be valid? Yeah, it could. I mean, that looks very influential. So we are finding some sort of support here. This could be influencing prices, but anyway. So big sell off in the overnight, and we do get a sell climax right here. Goes beyond that channel, and then you get a higher low. Do I recommend going long in this? Not really. But with all that room back to the EMA, you could consider that. You're just gonna have to go for a big reward. Let's see how big. This is a 24-point bar, so you'd probably want to go for like 48 points. So let's just call it 5,300. And yeah, this is where people took profits. So we had this news item at 5:30, and it created this super large bull doji bar, and that's just people taking profits. You get a break of that channel, and we really just go sideways. We get this tight bear channel here, and it bounces along this level of support. And so all they're doing there is trapping a lot of bulls. And so could you go long on these? You could consider it, but better to treat this like a range and sell up here. So I like this. It looks like a what Al Brooks calls a head and shoulders top. You got a head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Um, I like this lower high, and I like this lower high. But then we bounce. You get a double bottom, and we go sideways. Lower high right here, and this is a nice bull trap. So I mean, if you're feeling aggressive, I think you can take this. It doesn't make a new high uh, per se, but I think this is you could be getting in on the high of the day, which it didn't end up. Oh wait, actually, technically, I think so. It pretty much made a double top with that price level, but it's not like you would hold through all this. So anyway, you get a nice micro channel here. Uh, we tick up here, boom, come down here, get a couple bull bars followed by a couple dojis. It sells off. Again, these are aggressive, but maybe you could take that. And then we get this sell climax that quickly reverses. Again, you got to be extremely careful going long in here. So maybe you take a limit order on this failure, something like that, but you got to be very careful. So again, we get a break of this tight channel, break, move to a new high, and then you get this tremendous failure. So I like that. You get this lower high, and then you get this second consecutive lower high, big bearish bar, closes below the EMA. Turns out to be a nice move. We come back. And you get what looks like a two-legged pullback to the trend line. Lower high here, but it's a doji. And this just looks like sideways stuff, unfortunately. But then sure enough, it goes lower, pulls back to the EMA, makes a double bottom. Boom, huge bull trap right here. I wouldn't go short here just because of the overlap. It looks like we're in a range. But it makes a nice strong leg down, bounces, high or low. It's hard to say what's, maybe that's the channel. Uh, Big strong sell off right here after a break, move to a new high. And I think that's pretty much it. I think that's it for the entries that I view as high probability. I mean, you can. There's so much. There's so many entries in here that you could argue for. Like if you're looking at this as like a range and a failed breakout of this channel. So this is the breakout. You think it's going to fail. You draw this range. If you just enter on a limit order up here, I mean, that makes you a ton of money if you get in on that. So let's take a look at the daily again and then the weekly chart. Here's the daily chart. Big, huge bear bar. Here's the weekly chart. So this wrapped up the week. And I think it'd be smart to look back at the pandemic. So let me make sure. Days to load. Let's just put 36. This is 10 years. This will be 10 years of data. So this will be 2015. All right, and let's compare this. So that is the pandemic. This is the weekly chart. This is a bigger bar. I feel pretty confident saying this is a bigger bar than any of those pandemic bars. And let's measure the leg. So this is a rough measurement. And that's a 1,200 point sell off. So let's see. And we're about at a 1,200 point sell off now. So looking at the bars themselves, this is about 700 point bear bar. This one was about 400 points. This one was about 500 points, and this one was about 400 points. So much larger uh, than any of those bars. So could we be in for a very, very deep pullback? You never know. But that's something you need to be prepared for. So hope everyone had a good week. I'll be back on Monday.